I am a 23-year-old newlywed, and so due to that, one thing is on my mind.
Home prices apparently are still going through the roof. The St. Louis Fed reports the average U.S. home price in the first quarter was just over $500,000.
Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas is warning the U.S. could see a potential housing bubble as home prices soar.
Tonight, a look at how a city that's booming with growth can quickly become one of the least affordable cities in America.
Kids. No, I'm just kidding. It's the housing crisis. How am I going to be able to get a home? Especially on the West Coast, housing prices are through the roof. And a lot of that is because of supply chain issues and different things associated with the last 2 years and how things have been. However, it isn't that way everywhere, right? So first, before I tell you why it's not that way everywhere, I want to talk to you about why this might be a concern for someone my age. So I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment paying a very good rent rate of $850. Most people are paying from around $1,000 to $1,100 in this area for a 2-bedroom apartment. And so let me show you what that looks like with a handy tool called Carl's Mortgage Calculator. Okay, so the reason I like Carl's Mortgage Calculator is because it's simple and it's free. So let me take you on in there. Carl's Mortgage Calculator. Okay, so the house that's for sale right down the street, it's selling for around $400,000, okay? So we're going to put that property value in there. And we're going to say that you're putting a 10% down. Interest rates are going up, right? 5.5 is what the Federal Reserve is putting at it right now. So you're going to be putting down a $40,000 down payment. Now, very interesting, depending on your degree, that's starting pay for a lot of people. That's starting pay for teachers. That's starting pay for especially reporters. So people in the broadcasting field, that's going to be there. So $40,000 is how much you would make in a whole year. So saving that up for the down payment is pretty big in and of itself. Now, if you do manage to save that up due to maybe some relatives helping up or different things, you're going to be paying a monthly payment of $2,044. Now, that's a pretty big jump from paying a rent of $850 like me, or from even paying a higher rent where it's $1,000, $1,200 for maybe a spot in Rexburg. I'm in Idaho right now, so those are kind of what things are renting for. I've been exploring ways on how to get around that. So I am a life hacker, and I like to see the ways that are different to avoid the biggest problems. And my biggest problem is monthly payments. I want to get any kind of monthly payment as low as I can, right? We change cell phone carriers to be able to make our monthly phone bills lower. We switch internet plans, get rid of subscription services that we don't need, maybe subsidize, go to Costco gas to make that gas payment lower. Everybody's talking about that. First, let me explain. It's not that way everywhere. So, all right, coming over here to my computer, we are going to do everybody's favorite website for looking up housing prices, Zillow.com, right? So what we're going to look up is Ammon, Idaho prices, because that's what I was talking about earlier. So you can look here, 520, 615, really big prices, right? We can zoom over to where I'm living, which is off of Ammon Road. So here is the price house just down the road for me, right? It's a 5-bed, 3-bath. So it is a bigger house. However, one level, nothing fancy, front yard, backyard, but it's for sale for $500,000, right? About $100,000 off. I'm not going to pretend like that's $500,000, but just to prove to you, it's not this way everywhere. Let me take you back east where I'm from. Okay. So here's Dayton, Ohio. We can see already, even just looking at this very non-exhaustive list, you've got 190,000, 179,000, 54,000, 48,000, just worlds better, right? Let's check out through here. Look at this beautiful house. Not bad at all. So $88,000, very comparable to the property that we were looking at in Idaho Falls or Ammon, Idaho, right? This is just to prove that you don't have to buy a $400,000 house. It does depend on where you live, and family is going to play a lot into that too. So, but this is part of my plan. So this is my plan to beat the housing crisis. So now that we've explained that, let me explain to you what I learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, there's a game called Cash Flow. It explains how you can basically eliminate your monthly payments, right? Get out of the rat race. So the rat race is where you're living paycheck to paycheck. You're going to have monthly payments for the rest of your life, right? So here's some of the game pieces. Let me explain to you right here, one of the small deal cards, okay?
Here's the board game piece. So you find yourself a great deal. This is a small deal from the board game Cash Flow. An older 2-bedroom, 1 house. The cost of it is $35,000, right? So your down payment is going to be $2,000, mortgage is going to be $33,000, and then your cash flow is $220,000. This number is a little complicated just because it doesn't show you the rent amount or the mortgage monthly payment, right? So it already kind of takes that into account for you. So let's just say for easy numbers, the mortgage payment is $600, and then the rent you're getting is $820. So $820 of the rent minus the $600 mortgage payment would give you a cash flow or a profit of $220 a month.
Okay, so taking this principle, I'm going to show you exactly what I plan to do. So if we turn to my phone over here, we've got a duplex that we want to buy in Ohio, right? So the cost of the house is $175,000, and this is for a duplex. Duplex, for those of you who are not in real estate, is basically where you have a house, but there's an apartment on the left side and an apartment on the right side. I want to put 10% down, that's $17,500. That's a decent amount, but you could save that up, especially with 2 incomes, as I have in my family. And the payment per month is $894. Now, this duplex is a 6-bed, 2-bath, meaning each side has 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. Rent for that in that area could be about close to $850 a month. So, essentially, you live in one side, and an apartment renter that you choose, right, will live in the other side. For those of you who haven't ever heard of this before, this is considered house hacking, right? So the person on one side of the duplex pays for the mortgage as the renter, and then you pay the rest, right? So if they're paying $850 a month in rent, as we see here on the phone, they're going to be paying that $894 on the mortgage. They'll be paying $850 of that. So all you have to pay is that $44 left, plus any utilities that you accrue on your side of the duplex. And so this is how we are planning on beating the housing crisis. Now, there's many different ways to go about this. There's the boxable homes that are getting really popular. The $50,000 home. It's basically a studio that you can put in your backyard. That's really exciting. There is, the idea of getting an FHA loan that could possibly make your down payment less, and that could be exciting. Let me know what your ideas for beating the housing crisis are down in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a like and slash the subscribe button.